Reverend Patterson, I see two things. I have two observations. First, we had something called severally the war between the states, the Civil War, what have you,
Yeah.
in which hundreds of thousands of people gave their lives, which is worth a lot more, I think, than money, and that was to destroy slavery in this country.
Yeah.
That's one. The second thing is how you're going to have to figure out if you decide that you want to give money to people, who gets it. For example, Barack Obama would not be eligible. The reason I say that is his father was never a slave. His father came from Kenya. He has no history in his family of being a slavery victim, unless it was over in Africa, and we're not responsible for that. So how are you going to sit down and go through everybody's genealogy and figure that out?
Well, Jesse Jackson said some years ago, while giving a speech down in San Diego, California, that if we receive reparations, it's not going to go to the people, it's going to go to the organizations. And that's what it's about. That's what it has always been about. And that's one reason that the so-called black leadership, the NAACP, the Congressional Black Caucus, and others have kept black people, not all but most, brainwashed, dumbed down, and demoralized, because they could go to the government and say racism is alive and well, black people are affected with so-called slavery syndrome, and we need more money to resolve this issue. And when the government gives them the money, it ends up in the pockets of the so-called black leadership and most of these black racist preachers who are not called by God but by their mama. It's not going to go to the people. If you drive through South Central Los Angeles, California right now and look at that community after the riots, the government poured in truckloads of money under the guise or pretense of rebuilding the communities. Well, years have gone by and the community is not built or rebuilt yet, but the money is gone. And that is because the leadership keep the money and the people don't get it to use it for their own personal gain. And that's what this reparations is all about. It's money for the so-called leadership and not the people.
In other words, it wouldn't go to an individual. It would go to an organization like the NAACP or something of that sort.
Or Rainbow Push or Congressional Black Caucus. And this is the game that has been played upon black people and upon our country. And no, Gordon, this is why I've been saying to white Americans for years now that they need to start speaking up. They need to get over this fear of being called a racist, because they have allowed this to happen for 50 years, and they have trained other young blacks that, Jesse Jackson and others can get away with intimidating us. You could do the same thing. And now we have a far-left liberal socialist black Democrat who believes in the redistribution of wealth. He want to take it from the white man and give it to those who are not earning their way because they're trying to destroy the white man. And that's what this is all about. If white people don't get over the fear of being called racist, it's over for America. I don't see the Republicans standing up to this guy because he's a black liberal. They're afraid of racism, and Obama has turned this country upside down. I mean, I believe in my heart that Obama will go down in history as the most hated and worst president that this country has ever experienced.